Hello and welcome to day number 19 of StarLadder Season 6. It is a day where we see 4 games in total. This is already game number 3. After this one, we will see Empire taking on Quantic Gaming. But for this game, it is Empire taking on TCM Gaming. And we will be here to provide you with coverage. And with we, I mean not just me, myself, but also K-poptosis, who will be providing you with stats today. You will not hear him, you will not see him, but you'll see what he does. Awkward. Oh well, the one that you will hear is of course my co-caster. It is Vykromond. Welcome back.
It's great to be back. So excited to get a chance to cast this post 6.78 Dodo. It's just, the world is changing and we can feel it shifting under our feet. And here's a change. Vengeful Spirit, second pick. We've seen this hero so much more since that. Those are big changes, actually. Yeah. One of Vengeful's biggest problems is just the extreme lack of survivability, and so the huge strength growth is a big change. The low tier swap range change is actually a big deal too, because that first level swap had just such poor range, and this improvement is actually quite significant.
Yeah, indeed. Well, one of the supports that probably is being picked up most since yesterday, since we've seen the patch, or at least in StarLadder, as of course so much StarLadder these days that we don't really have much time to watch other Dota, but Vengeful Spirit, a nice hero to have, very high roaming potential as well, as she will make a good pair together with the Chen if they go on roaming early on. We do have Empire picking up a Keeper of the Light and a Nyx Assassin though, and that is also a support combination that not necessarily will start roaming, but if you are going to be going, for example, on an aggressive tri-lane, these two are not the ones that you want to be facing, because they'll be very annoying to deal with. Also, if those two are the ones that are on the aggressive tri-lane, obviously will not be easy to deal with. We do have TCM replying though. They ban out the Phantom Lancers just so that Keeper of Light won't have its main carry or its favorite carry. We do have normal bans in terms of Wisp, a Bad Rider, as well as the Nyx Assassin, or Nyx, sorry, not Nyx Assassin, Nyx and a Gyrocopter.
So the bans still, interestingly enough, we've seen a lot of these first 2 bans for teams have not really changed. It's still usually these extreme tier 1 heroes. The only thing that's changed is sometimes we see this Lifestealer skate through, actually. Sometimes he's not picked, sometimes he makes it to pretty late. But still fairly typical bans here. And of course, Empire, a team with a really emotional story, really, still really trying to find their footing for these 3 core players. Scandal, Blow Your Brain, Light. So much talent on this team, and it's just a matter of they have to basically use the StarLadder season to figure out what those last 2 slots have to be and how to rebuild this team after really getting so high and then so low.
Yeah, we've seen Screen standing in for a long time. He's not here though. We have FNG and J4, so no Screen, no SFG either, as I don't believe that is the same player as F.
Neither. Yeah, this isn't Semfrey Dove or yeah.
It's 3 different letters. But yeah, so 2 new stand-ins for Empire, and again, one of the stand-ins in the drafting seat, as they need to find themselves a new captain, of course, after Goblak left. We have got Lone Druid ban as well as a Darkseer for 2 offlanes for either team. TCM has got the privilege of picking right now, because they were on the 2nd pick at the start of the game, and are now at the 1st pick for the rest of the game. And we will see what they will go for, because right now they only picked up supports. So, time for 3 cores. Same thing goes for Empire, though.
Absolutely. Plenty of space to pick up to dribble your core heroes in here. And these 2 stand-ins, they've been around the competitive scene. If memory serves, J4 has stood in quite a bit on teams like, I think Empire and IC Cup, actually. And then Riku, I've seen him a couple times, but I can't really place where. But he's definitely been in tournament-level games as well. So these aren't pubs that were plucked off the street. These are experienced players who have tournament level experience.
Yeah, and we see them thinking very hard about what they want to do next. They still, of course, have all their bonus time left, 10 seconds but it is going to be taken away soon if they don't pick something up. We have a Clockwork picked up by TCM, so not revealing anything just yet. And that's, of course, one thing that you pointed out earlier as well. I mean, with this new drafting phase, the last pick is going to be all the more important. There's only 1 ban then, and if you try to hold on to as many options as you have, as you can until that very last one, then you're going to be in a good position to surprise pick something that your opponent team doesn't have a counter for.
And yeah, I mean, what's changed about the patch is that there's just so many more opportunities to respond in the drafting phase. It's just a little, with the 3 separate phases and 3 separate phases of bans, it allows for a little more reactivity, and that's why if you read some of the pro responses, a lot of them were like, well, it's harder to get outdrafted now. And the reason is that if the other team throws a curveball at you, you have basically more instances in which you can respond to it.
Yeah, on the other side, it is putting a drafting at a higher, like if you're a high level drafter, you can do a lot more with this as well as trying to bait your opponent into doing things. So yeah, it works both ways. I think you're right. I mean, it can be allowing you to make up for previous misinterpretations of your enemy's draft, and you can also just try to outsmart your opponent better with this kind of draft. And an Alchemist picked up by Empire, that's going to be their carry, giving away that is their carry though. TCM will now know what they have to counter with the carry that they will want to pick up later on.
So yeah, Alchemist taken up by Empire. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot of ways that you can actually play Alchemist. We haven't seen support Alchemist in a while, but it is a fringe option depending on if they want to throw a curveball. We've also seen solo mid Alchemist, actually, and in the absence of knowing what exactly TCM is running mid, that's still an option in the pool. There's certain teams right now that really like Alchemist mid. Rattlesnake in the Eastern scene plays Alchemist mid all the freaking time. Now, they're a pretty weird team. Like, they have strange drafting strategies, but nonetheless.
Yeah, who knows? I don't think Empire really does it. Of course, Scandal, their mid player, he needs a hero that he can be a bit more aggressive on. But
that's true.
If they put Alchemist mid and Scandal on the bottom lane solo with maybe an aggressive Trident or something, that could definitely work out. We'll see what TCM will answer though. They are using a lot of their bonus time right now, and well, they're taking into it again. I mean, TCM, they miss a mid hero as well as a carry, and they don't really know yet what to counter in the mid, so that's probably going to be the one that they will save for the last pick, and Anti-Mage will be their carry, so they knew which kind of carry they had to face up against. An Alchemist versus Anti-Mage is a fairly okay matchup for either. I mean, you have got Alchemist, who naturally gets more net worth purely because his Goblin's greed, and you have Anti-Mage that once he starts slash farming, he will be getting ahead of the Alchemist. So there's this window of opportunity for both teams that they have to be either very careful or have to be aggressive. Alchemist, he needs to be getting his farm good, get himself a Shadow Blade, and then go aggressive, and hopefully he is going to be in time before Anti-Mage starts his split or his flash farming, so that Alchemist can stay ahead of the Anti-Mage.
Absolutely. This is TCM basically saying, oh, you picked a heavy farm hero in the Alchemist? That's very interesting. We'll pick a heavier farm hero.
Yes.
We'll go for the Anti-Mage. And K-poptosis and I were discussing the statistics, and actually Go Audio has had some of the biggest farming games of all time. In fact, in Dota 2, at the tournament level, he actually has the highest GPM game of all time, I believe. Or he has, no, I think the highest last hit kits game of all time. So he's very able to contest an Alchemist's farm on Anti-Mage, and we'll have to see how that actually plays out.
Yeah, we'll see what they pick up last. They still don't know what to pick up for the mid lane, though. This is really nice for Empire. They have the last pick, so they can just see what TCM puts in the mid lane, and then just counter that. So really strong situation here for Empire. They picked up a Nature's Prophet, so that will be their off lane. We have got the Queen of Pain and the Puck Band, so two strong mids out of the pool, but we still have a lot of strong mids in the pool. Of course, Scandal's signature Templar Assassin is still in there, depending on what TCM goes for. We might see that one.
TA's a pretty... I respect that TA option, actually. I think that could do quite a bit of work. Her issue is if she gets trapped in cogs with Clockwork, she's very, very, very unhappy. But there is some upside to her. Her burst damage is quite good against Anti-Mage. She can actually cleave onto the AM, which does her side blades actually do pure damage for the bounces, which is very good against AM as well. So it is an option. My concern is if she does get just charged by Clockwork in every fight, but definitely there's still quite a few tools that they have available. Even, I mean, Magnus, honestly.
Yeah.
Nerfed Magnus is still pretty good.
It's still Magnus. And now that they know that there's gonna be a Clockwork mid,
5 seconds remaining.
They know what to counter, but they're taking a long time, because what can you put up against a Clockwork that you know will win the lane? I mean, you have to have one of those ranged ones, so you can't really put, for example, a Storm, because those cogs will burn your mana away, your range is just not long enough. But you might just still want to go for a Templar Assassin. But no, they go for the Magnus. Magnus against Clockwork, though, that's not an easy matchup. You can skewer out of those cogs, but they'll still burn away your mana and leave you without a skewer for the next time he does that.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup. Basically, well, it's interesting, but it's also not. Like, it's not that fun to watch because the usual Magnus strategy is to sit back and plink away with shockwaves. Doubly so in this matchup. What Magnus can do to win the lane against certain melee heroes is to take an early empower and sit there and spam auto attack to actually bounce onto the melee hero. But against Clockwork, that's a horrible idea because you just get cogsed and you get all your mana drained and you end up not being able to last hit because even the Bottle Crow isn't enough. So more likely we'll just see the Magnus at a safe remove, hitting the shockwave button and bottle crowing his heart out. With the 30%, I mean 30% slower, but still.
Yeah, he will still be able to do that. We've seen people just constantly bottle crowing still with the nerf on the courier. It just means that you can have less. It's just favors that you only have one person doing that rather than multiple people picking up a bottle. But we'll see what Empire does. We will see Scandal playing the middle role here in the Magnus. It is Empire on the Radiant side, of course. As on the bottom lane, it is Blow Your Brain. Will be taking up the safe farm role on the Alchemist. He'll be supported by J4, who's standing in for this game. As already pointed out, he has stood in for multiple teams over the course of months. He is definitely not on loan with competitive Dota 2 and also not on loan with the players of Empire, as they have met on LAN. We have got Riku playing the Nyx Assassin, will also be playing a support, also one of those players that is known in the CIS scene, has played in numerous tournaments and also have been on LANs with them. I believe that the, for example, the Aces final battle of the year of last 2012 was one of the tournaments that they were at. As you can also still vote in the chat, case sensitive, mind you, vote Empire with exclamation mark vote Empire or vote TCM, exclamation mark vote TCM. Who do you think will win this matchup? We'll hear it from you as the last one, of course, for Empire. It is Light of Heaven. He plays the Nature's Prophet this game and will be going into the wood / on the solo suicide lane, but we'll see which one he opts to go for first.
Absolutely. That font size really is tiny for those things now. Hopefully they'll make it a little more customizable in the future. We already see Bounty Hunter heading off towards that bottom lane, so Blueberry Ninja, he did put down a ward, and this is one of the trickiest warding spots you can have, because of course, no matter how many counter wards the other team places, unless they chew through trees, they will not see this ward. So it is a little bit of tricky play from Blueberry Ninja already, and I guess we should. Did we introduce the teams? I can't remember.
I introduced Empire. And
okay.
We are wait. Blueberry. He can go invisible. Whoa, yeah. Colosso. His mana central ward goes down. He's in a lot of trouble. There goes the stun. This is first blood. Illuminate will fly, and J4, the stand-in, gets the first blood. I mean, we knew what he was gonna do. He was gonna go invisible at some point, making sure that there's a double wave, that the lane will push out, that he will get some experience, but ends up just feeding first blood because the central ward wasn't there.
Yep.
The mana burn also was there helping out, and just the stun. I mean, couldn't do anything with it.
Very nice play also. The Nyx Assassin taking mana burn first. Pretty key to this, to keeping this Bounty Hunter out of the lane, because the stun is good, but actually being able to get him to 0 mana quickly is a little bit better here. So that's a smart pick up there. And I guess I'll finish introducing TCM. So it is Blueberry Ninja on that Bounty Hunter in the solo lane. Meanwhile, in the middle, Verna already bullying Scandal quite a bit. Might need help from Light of Heaven sooner or later. And then here we go, the rotation of the supports to try to pick off this Magnus early. Atze on the Vengeful Spirit, Hawaii OO on the Chen, and they are coming in. Will the stun land? Good skewer.
Yeah, he's just gonna run. He's gonna run right into two of his supports, though. They might be trying to take this fight 3-on-3. Hawaii still running. Illuminate will fly. Hawaii has to be careful. Doesn't get clipped by that Illuminate. A nice Centaur stomp to make sure that nobody else is gonna chase Hawaii.
But, I mean, overall, Empire, good defense there, not losing Scandal, not even getting him pressured that heavily. Which just leaves Go Audio right now, hanging out alone, but this is a defensive tri-lane with this anti-mage.
Yeah, well, he's the kind of a solo lane, will be a dual lane
soon,
though, because here comes Etsy, want to go for that Magic Missile, gets it as well, should be a kill, going away of TCM, Go Audio, picks it up, nicely done, and of course that is an anti-mage that is already doing fairly well in terms of getting gold, because that kill gave him a lot of gold.
Yeah, very key to get this anti-mage developed early, because of course you are coming up against an alchemist, and furthermore one that's going heavy Grievel's Greed. You can see 2 ranks of it by 3. To contest this farm, actually Scandal might get a kill on Atze here.
He's taking a lot of damage from Go Audio though, and Atze No extra support comes in apart from Light of Heaven. He can't do anything. The Salva's already ticking up on Atsi, and Light of Heaven has to be careful because Scandal's still not away. Knows that there's still someone in the jungle. Finds her now as well, but back on full HP. Will be able to run just past the creep wave. Tower won't do anything against it, and Light of Heaven. He only just got in here. Maybe they would. Yeah, they will be able to get a nice bottle usage of Scandal. Gets the kill in the end, but wow, they used a lot of time for that. I mean, Scandal, he left that middle lane completely open for Werner, and is that actually worth it is the question.
Well, they did earn a kill, which is nice. Relieved the pressure for a moment, but I totally agree. We do see the Skeleton Baby army already putting a little bit of pressure on this mid tower. Thing is, Skeleton Babies have tiny HP, so one shockwave will do most of the work here.
But they're not babies, they're called warriors. They're strong.
They're baby
skeletons.
warriors. They're so tiny, Sheever.
They're called warriors.
Well, babies call themselves all sorts
Wow,
of
I
things.
wanted to make the worst comment ever. I won't do that. Wow. Sorry, I had to say out loud, otherwise I would have said actually the thing, so sorry. I might be saying it in the chat later though.
I think I can extrapolate.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, Blurbrain is doing pretty nice on the farm as well. He is behind Anti-Major though on last hits. He is 17-8. He did go into Grievel's Greed, already got 3 points up in that. Bounty Hunter not able to really sit on the lane.
Oh, Scandal kind of caught mid. He's going to lose, he's going to have to use some bottle charges just to survive.
Yeah, he is going to try though. He's
oh my
actually going to go down. No bottle charges for him.
Very nice play by Verna, actually.
Very nice. And very even result in the chat. A lot of people thinking TCM will win with 53%, but also Empire at 47%.
Yeah, I think that's actually fair. This is a pretty even game. TCM, a bit more stable of a team, but Empire, of course, brings, you know, some of the best players in the world to bear. And Verna just very, very good play there, catching the Magnus out. And that rank 3 battery assault, wow, how did they actually get the pick up on Keeper of the Light? My bad for not catching that.
Yeah, a Druidity line, but Blueberry Ninja, he went up by himself. He has got that Orb of Venom, so that does help him out chasing people down a bit, but indeed, quite surprising that he was able to just do that, and he gets level 4 because of it.
Yeah, key kill, absolutely.
Oh,
very nice.
Heaven gets found out there.
I don't see how he gets this kill, though.
No, he has to be careful. Otherwise, also, of course, there would be a Magnus. Magnus, by the way, is still level 4 right now with Werner, sitting pretty solidly up on level 6, and he's actually decided to leave the middle lane, which will help, of course, Scandal a bit more. But he is going to try to do something here on the bottom lane. He has got a hook shot, but he is by himself. Can he really take down an Alchemist by himself without Blueberry Ninja there?
Maybe. I think so. Battery Assault level 3. The problem is he's in tower range, but it does so much damage. Just look at how much damage this freaking thing deals. Oh, not quite.
Not quite enough, though.
Yet.
Tower still landing a couple of hits, but Blueberry or Werner should be fine, as is Alchemist, though, with, of course, the Chemical Rage up. Bounty Hunter in the end able to pick up Nature's Prophet. There was a bit of a dance going around constantly. In the end, he'll go down for it, but a worthy trade, I'd say.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And
Magnus still getting the kill,
Verna does
though.
get picked, bottom.
Nice
rotation from Riku.
Can people stop dying all the same time? Confusing. Confusing indeed. But the kill score now 4-on-4 with Werner still going down and Magnus actually getting a kill. So in the end for Empire it is really good because their mid lane is not completely going the way of TCM anymore. Scandal picking himself up level 6 as well as that kill, of course. They lose their offlaner, but they also get the other guy's solo mid in return. So in the end, I think Empire's trade was pretty favorable. However, TCM in the meantime had 3 people top and were able to lay down some pressure on tier 2, or tier 1 rather. And looks like Scandal wants to make a change there. Already gets a magic missile, more TPs coming in. It is gonna be the Nyx Assassin. Oh, RP Scandal not gonna be able to use it up on Atsi because he gets sent home. There goes the RP up on the solo Chen. They can't get the nature. If they can't get the Vengeful Spirit, they'll at least get the Chen. 4 heroes used for that though.
Trouble for Blow Your Brain, I think. I think they're going to dive. They're going to try to dive low.
Yeah, they know that there's 4 people top and the TPs were used, so Blow Your Brain is all by himself right now. Battery Assault already on. Blow Your Brain charging up his stun. Nicely done. Trying to run. Nature's Prophet TPs in to help out. There's probably up on Werner. No cogs. The hookshot missed. Nicely done. Well, and nicely done. What am I saying? It is Blow Your Brain that will get out. Of course, it's not his thing that made him miss the hookshot. But
I think it totally is. I think that was Blow Your Brain actually playing incredibly well there. He took, so his path was, so the creep wave was progressing like this, right? Blow Your Brain's path, so Clockwork comes around the back, and Blow Your Brain immediately rotates this way. So he does a counterclockwise rotation as the Clockwork chases him. Blow Your Brain, in my opinion, fully intentionally, always keeping creeps between himself and Clockwork. It was actually incredibly, incredibly good defensive play in a gank that, in my opinion, was almost guaranteed to succeed.
Yeah, by the way, I can see you drawing on the minimap, but it's really small.
Oh.
You should draw on the map next time.
I can't draw. So when it's paused, you can't draw on the map because it's
Good
a restriction. Like, I think it's a
Good
puppy
point.
pause restriction.
Yeah, it is. I forgot about that. My bad. My bad. Well, Go Audio, I don't know why he wasn't in the middle lane, but he was. He's still got 1 kill. He is still ahead on last hits. And it looks like we might be having something going on the bottom lane again. Blueberry Ninja already scouting out that there are 2 supports incoming though. So all of a sudden 4 people here from Empire. They do counter that ward, and that ward of course also scouted out all 4 people there, and that would make TCM back off.
My concern here for Empire is that right now Go Audio is just farming up a storm. He's still ahead of Blow Your Brain, even with 3 ranks of Grievil Grid on Blow Your Brain's side. So if they don't manage to get a kill or even any significant pressure on Go Audio, that Battle Fury is going to come very quickly, and then you're going to see Ulk really struggle to keep up with Anti-Mage at any particular point. He can still out-farm him, but it almost doesn't matter because the Anti-Mage gets a little more out of it.
Yeah, and the thing of course is that, I mean, Empire is the team that should in theory be the ones to be most aggressive, to try and get most things done on the map, to make sure that they stop the Anti-Mage from farming, or at least make sure that they get such a big head start that by the time that the Anti-Mage is big and strong, won't be able to do that much because Empire will be big and strong as well. And right now they're not really trying to go for it. They do have the means though. I mean, they have got that Magnus RP.
They do.
No Blink Dagger, but still. And actually with an Invis rune we might see Scandal trying to use it, but Werner is playing very safe here.
Actually, he might still get down, but
yeah, nicely done. That should be a kill. Werner.
He's got a hook to a friendly.
Oh, hooks to Light of Heaven. There goes the
Nice,
cog.
that's actually really good.
He should be able to get alive. There's no skewer. Shockwave will miss, and Werner gets away alive. The RP used. That's he coming in just to see if there's something left to be done, but Werner
That was a really good hook.
Yeah.
It stunned all 3 because it stuns everybody it passes through. So he stuns, he cogs, and he gets out. Really nice play by Verna, actually. And this is actually a thing. That is really the Magnus nerf in action in that fight. Because the huge difference with Magnus this patch is actually not Bottle Crow, in my
opinion. Heaven is going down, maybe Blueberry Ninja, though. He might be the one to go down instead. He does. Nicely done.
Yep. So yeah, that's a good save on Light of Heaven there, and they do kill the Bounty Hunter once again. But just to quickly finish the thought, the RP damage change is huge because one of the annoying things about Magnus was not only was he amazing 5v5, he can also just solo you because his ult does so much damage combined with Shockwave and Skewer that you just end up dying. And now the rank 1 ultimate does all of 50 damage pre-resist. And so now he really needs more people there to help him kill people. He can't just do it solo or with 2 people. You need 3 or you need 4 to get those ganks. And that is an enormous change because it really makes him, it relegates him to that teamfight role that I think is the heart of the hero.
Yeah, I have to say, I really like the fact that Go Audio doesn't sit, you know, on the top lane and farms, and then in the jungle, and then on the top lane again, then in the jungle. He's actually roaming around a bit in between the or in between the mid lane and the top lane. As we see a smoke up, a rotation, they find the support. They find Riku, who's only level 5. Spike Carapace was there, but it doesn't matter. He pops Vendetta just with those creeps. Nicely done. Gets himself away with that Vendetta. Scandal might be in a bit of trouble though. We have 4 people here of TCM. The 5th is trying to get something done on the bottom lane. Might be trying to snipe the courier as he knows that it will fly back. Let's see if he does that.
He's gonna get it.
One more
Maybe not.
Yeah.
He got it.
Nicely done, but they don't get anything mid in the end.
Yeah, they didn't get anything mid, but the thing is that the movement here is really controlling Empire. Nice hook shot. That's actually an easy pickoff.
Yep, and that was of course a track that gave him the vision indeed, and a track kill on top of that. Blow Your Brain might be in a bit of trouble, knows it too. He pops the Chemical Rage, and he just abandons a tier 1 right now, knowing that, you know, those 2 heroes were just the start of what's coming, and he realized that he just goes farming in the jungle.
Is he gonna interrupt it? Light is screwed top, unquestionably. Or maybe not, because Go Audio doesn't. He does have Blink mana. Light's dead. Yep.
Yep, there we go.
Just had to wait for that, but the Mana Void at level 1 does almost no damage, but what it does do is interrupt TPs, and that's what he used there to make sure that Light couldn't get away.
Yeah, looks as if might still want to defend though. Scandal coming in on the bottom lane. Hand of God already going through to make sure that the exit will be smooth. There's a teleport there, so Blueberry Ninja has to be careful. They sprout up one of Jen's creeps. Well, that's nice. Won't go down Blueberry Ninja though. Still. So be so careful with that sentry ward around. The sentry ward is not going to vanish anytime soon.
Yeah, and during all this time, Gaudio did take a break from farming. He did wander around a little bit, but now he's right back to it. And this is a 13-minute Battle Fury right here. Not bad timing.
Yeah, hookshot in, Scandal will drop. That's a track kill once again, as now the stuns from the Centaur up on Riku test. Faith will clear him out. Wayo getting another kill. That actually was too fast to be tracked, and also no mana up on Blue Bear Ninja. But TCM, they are rolling this right now. I mean, they are the ones that you would expect playing more careful. Wait a second, Gaudio might actually go down. That Nature's Prophet ultimate. They're doing a lot of work there, but 20 HP, and Gaudio blinks.
The hunt begins, because Light of Heaven TP'd, but he went the other way. That's very smart of Gaudio. I think he escapes here solely because he turned right instead of left. Nice job there by him. Smart juke, basically. And that means that if he hadn't done that, he wouldn't have gotten the Battle Fury on time. But as a result, he escapes, he gets his 13 minutes, he's happy.
He is doing really well, and that was of course the tier 1 tower mid going down, and the last tier 1 bottom will now go down as well. So TCM pulling up ahead, and instead of, you know, playing it more safe, which you would expect maybe with their lineup, but they are doing really well. They are now ahead in gold and ahead in experience, even though not that much in experience, but still. It is 6 to 8 in terms of kills. An Empire, the team that you would expect trying to make more things happen, don't really have the means yet. I guess we do have Blow Your Brain with the Shadow Blade right now. We don't have a Blink Dagger yet, though, for another 300 gold or so.
Yeah, we will have Blink Daggers soon on Scandal. The other thing is, I think now, post 6.78, level 11 has become extremely important for Magnus in a way that, in my opinion, it already was, but now even more so, because until level 11, RP does barely any damage, and it adds that extra almost full second onto the duration. So it's really important to get that level 2 ultimate to really make the mid-hero pay off for Magnus. And so we're gonna need Scandal to finish the Blink and get his level 11 soon. And then I think Empire are in okay shape, but they're going to have to put some pressure on Audio sooner or later.
Definitely, it looks like they might be trying that right now. They're going in with full vision though, as in not smoked or anything like that. They placed their own wards. To be fair, TCM doesn't really have any wards up on the map whatsoever. Vendetta gets used here, looking for maybe a target, looking for, of course, Gaudio. They need that RP for that though. And Gaudio says, you know what, I smell what's coming. I back off, I played safe, it's fine. He will go there, and of course one thing that did get mentioned just now is that his Battle Fury, which is indeed complete, is 3.5 minutes faster than the average anti-mage, and he does have treads with that as well.
Yeah,
so
he didn't even go straight for it.
exactly.
So, yeah. It's excellent.
Blink Dagger now also up on Magnus though, and that will mean a difference. Track is there though, Blue Bear Ninja might try to go for this, the Blink is still there away, nicely done. Maybe Werner looking for a hook shot. Can he find it is the question, looking for the flare, only finds, oh... He could try this. Nah, he doesn't want to.
Talking about breakpoints, they really need this Keeper of the Light to hit 6 soon. I think he gets it this creep wave, but without the ultimate, Blinding Light is very key against this team to prevent the Bounty Hunter and Anti-Mage from just tearing somebody apart quickly. So they need to try to level up these supports and make sure they don't fall that far behind. Nyx Assassin is a hero that really rewards adding additional levels on. Like, he's good as a support all the way through like level 14.
Blue might be in a bit of a trouble. He pops his Chemical Rage. The track is already on there though, but it looks like they decided not to chase as the Vengeful Spirit goes the other way. He is very fast, but Blue Bear Ninja, he wants to go for another Janata by the looks of it, but ends up backing off. Not a track. Just to send him on his way. In the meantime, Gaudio getting chased. We see Rikio looking for that Impale, but the Blink is faster, and this is just... Gaudio didn't even know that he was behind him. I think he was just going for the Ancients, so really nice semi-escape as Blue Bear Ninja. Oh, he goes for Blow Your Blade again, but the Shadow Blade is there, but the track is on. Another track being used. Shuriken does as well, but nobody continues chasing. Once again, they knew that the supports were too close.
This is actually kind of cool because even if they don't kill Blow Your Brain, if they ruin all these creep waves so he can't acid spray them, it's not only more farm for Audio, it's farmed lost for Blow Your Brain.
Yeah, double the value of everything. Scandal, of course. I mean, they're looking for it. We can tell that they are looking for these pickoffs. They don't want to go for a 5-on-5 team fight. You do have that Hand of God and Illuminate to help out on the TCM side, but you saw that they were looking for it. They just can't find it. TCM's game sense really nice, even without having any words on the map. They just seems to be aware about what Empire wants to do and where they are about.
And mainly the thing is that TCM are basically completely dictating the pace of the game at this point. Nature's Prophet has not really done much in the way of split pushing other than that tier 1 tower, which was denied. So Light of Heaven definitely going to be seeking to add more items to help out a split push here. Shadowblade definitely a good start, but it's going to take more, frankly, because Blow's farm is really not that impressive.
Yeah, looks like they smoke up. Vendetta's already there. It's only a level 1 Vendetta though, so it will be over very soon. The question is, will they find someone in that time? Hawaii was actually moving towards them, so they will find him. And there goes the Vendetta, the Impale, Shockwave, boom, you're dead. S4 with the Illuminate to get the last hit there. The 3 Centaurs will be able to take their leave. They will not be killed off, so that is a, you know, bit of a lucky thing for the Gen, I guess. But smoke up in return for TCM, looking for something on the mid lane. And they can, of course, scout out with that Bounty Hunter without really losing their smoke, just knowing what they run into. But Blow Your Brain already in the jungle, already going towards the bottom lane, so they won't find anybody for now.
Yeah, and TCM, it does look like they want to go pretty aggressive. This Bounty Hunter is going to pick up Vladimir's offering. This is a great item for BH because really, BH is one of those heroes who's played quite a bit differently at the professional tournament level from how he is in pubs, where you just don't really see him going that carry approach, but the Vlads will help AM. Wow, what a catch on UIV here.
Yeah, that's a kill. Of course, we have the gem upon Werner helping out there. The hookshot was there, and that is a very well executed kill. Bluebeard Ninja with the track hold as well, of course, and 0.8 hero per cast of hookshot. That is
only a 20% miss rate is pretty good.
Pretty good. I would say that. They're going for the tier 2. Who cares about a farming anti-mage, right?
I actually love the gem too, because it means even if Blow Your Brain attempts to respond by shadow bleeding before the track, they can still get the track on him just for the movement speed and the extra gold. Nice fish here. Yeah,
they get Atsi. The sun is still there though up on Scandal. Atsi will be taking a fall. So they get something there. In the meantime though, Anti-Mage is farming back on top. We have got TCM backing off here again. And they know they can't chase. They're in no shape of chasing. They do have that Blink Dagger, but they just can't fight the right opening right now. And it's really tough because this Alchemist is not farming as fast as the Anti-Mage. And the question is, when will he be ready to actually start fighting TCM?
Right. Cuirass will help quite a bit. I'm right now very interested in what audio actually... Oh, if they could catch him here, that would be enormous.
Yeah, they go for him. Let's see what they can get. The blink will still be there though, but Audio goes down before he can blink. Really nice pick off there, and that is the Shadow Blade of Light of Heaven also complete. That is a nice pick-up. In the end, it won't shut him down that much because he can flash farm, but if they do this more often, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, definitely a very nice kill. That long duration unstable concoction at max rank and max keeping it in your hero is able to just shut somebody down for so long. He would have had a very hard time there, especially considering Empire actually had a ward here as well. If he blinked this way, they could use the Nature's Prophet ultimate to pick him off. So nice gank. And Audio with the, actually, so he goes with Vitality Booster, just for the health, so to live through a situation like that, and the full Yasha immediately. So I expect him to finish out his Manta style quite quickly.
Yeah, when alive, he is farming quite fast. I mean, his gold per minute is sitting at about 500, just below that, with, well, I guess the Alchemist is not that far behind. He's at 461.
Kill was very nice for him, and he's well on the way to Cuirass. He's only about 1200 away.
In the meantime though, it's TCM that keeps their tabs on the map. With that gem, of course, we saw earlier on that TCM didn't have any wards up on the map, and Empire actually having a lot of wards, but they can't do that anymore. They now, well, no, they'll play some wards, but they'll lose them again. As a Vendetta gets used, they know that someone is around there, they find Blueberry Ninja, but they don't have detection. But they'll try to shut him down continuously. Yeah, nice. There they go, let's see, they should be able to get him. Nice. Who needs detection if you kill people fast, right?
Hardly necessary. Yeah, they can mana burn a bit of his mana away as well to try to prevent him from going invis.
Yeah, they will trade the tier 2 for the Roshan though. I'm not quite sure if they really wanted to do that one, but they have no choice with Audio picking up the Aegis. So next time he'll die and he'll be able to blink himself away if he gets shut down like that again, as we saw earlier on. But the tier 2 tower still drops some extra map control going away with Empire, and they need that. Right now it is a bit of a reverse map. Wait a second, Scandal getting stunned up. There he comes, the Centaurs. One stun. Not even needing more stuns with the Test of Fate doing a lot of damage there. So Hawaii picking up the kill. And that's a tier 2 also taken by TCM.
Absolutely, and what I really like TCM doing is everybody is building items to bolster the effectiveness of the anti-mage early. So you've got the urn on Clockwork, the mechanism of course on Chen, even drums on Vengeful Spirit before tier 2 boots, which is an unusual choice, but again, it's all about bolstering the anti-mage's effectiveness and lifting him up above that alchemist. Of course, the Vladimir's offering also giving him armor, lifesteal. It's really, really an effective way to make sure that anti-mage is good earlier than you would expect him to be. And with this Manta style, they hit a very terrifying mark in the game, actually.
Yeah, the question is when will they start using... Are they gonna go just 5-man push, or are they gonna continue the way that it's going now? Because it's not going too bad for TCM, to be fair, but they'll probably want to make some use of that Aegis that they picked up.
I would say because this is a 4 Protect 1 with everybody picking up early support items, they're going to want to try to make something happen, whereas Empire is going to try to fend them off, get this Alchemist maybe one more key item if they can, and get Light of Heaven some key items as well, because he really just has Shadow Blade plus 1700. If he can hit something like a quick Scythe of Ice before Anti-Mage gets BKB, that's going to be an enormous difference maker in this game.
Yeah, and everybody of TCM is already gathering on the top lane, looking for the tier 2 tower there. The audio already started up on it. We do have the Keeper of Light just popping in shadow form to spam some Illuminate, so that will help to try and slow it down a bit, but I say a bit because it's only just a bit. Tower will still go down in the end, and we actually have got a track now already up on J4 as well, so if they want to initiate with that hook, the potential is there. But as I say that, Wurn actually gets himself towards the bottom lane to defend there, and the rest of TCM backs off from that from the top lane instead. Yeah,
with no pipe, TCM's pushes to high ground will actually have to be extremely patient. Mostly they're going to be on the order of pop your 3 AM, so use the Manta style and just send the illusions, which do have the passive magic resistance, up to the high ground to try to do a little damage to the tower, chip damage to the tower each time. They really can't high ground with the rest of these heroes very easily without, like, cloaks or something, simply because Shockwave and Illuminate is going to come through and deal most of Chen's HP and damage.
Yeah, TCM though, 1 tier 2 left standing. It's not a surprise where they're gonna go next. Will Empire try to fight them is the question. Oh, Blue Rain, careful there, the track is on, he has to be careful, pops his rage, gets slowed down, hookshot in! The cogs will not even be needed there, actually he can't cast it because nice Impale coming up, and the swap is still there, and the track is there as well, but the RP, it hits on 3! Where is the damage though? Alchemy is already picked up by the Bounty Hunter, and now TCM, they're just going to work knowing that all that shut them down early would be not there. Mana Void almost gets a double kill, doesn't get it completely though. Scandal getting away on 81 HP. Nice stun. They do get away with only 2 heroes lost. It could have been so much worse for Empire. Illuminates will try to stop the push, but it looks like maybe a tier 3 here will go down as well.
They don't have any more Hand of God, but they also don't have Alchemist, no buyback, no Nyx Assassin. One more Illuminate will do some work, but you can just see that TCM, especially the level 2 spell shield on the anti-mage already, makes it hard to actually bring him down with that Illuminate. You can see Shockwave barely tickles him at this point.
Oh, Light of Heaven got swapped in, that gem doing the works. He was invisible. Werner though, he's gonna lose the gem. Those towers, tier 4 towers,
2 gems
no
on
joke.
the ground.
2 gems
and
on the
they're
ground.
both cogged.
And both of them get picked up by the Nyx Assassin. Nice Shockwave, Atsa taking a lot of damage, and stun will be AoE. Getting a kill on the Bounty Hunter as well as on the Vengeful Spirit. Nice Impale, Go Audio. He looks to be going down. 2 gems on the floor once more because that's the way it goes. And Go Audio is the last one alive here actually. He is able to get away obviously, but
that's funny.
Yeah, they do take the melee Rex, and that's a fight worth it for TCM, I think.
Take melee Rex, but honestly losing Gem, a pretty big deal.
Gems.
There's 2 Shadowblade users and a Vendetta user on Empire here. So, I mean, I can't say that TCM really, that wasn't a horrible fight for them, but it could have gone a lot better. And like I said, they don't have pipe, so the longer you stay in, the more each Illuminate hitting you just brings you to such a low value of health starting out, and then you can just get mopped up by the Alchemist. And unfortunately, I really think they're going to kick themselves for losing that gem there, too. They actually killed the Nyx Assassin, but didn't claim either gem before coming out.
They don't have another gem for another 6 minutes. And if they want it, they need to take it from the Keeper of Light, actually. That shouldn't be too difficult. He does have a Force Staff now, though, so J4 will be able to Force Staff himself out of the cogs if he gets hit by that. And that will definitely help his survivability. I mean, they do get the racks. I think it was okay for them to get that and then, you know, only get the anti-mage out alive. The anti-mage is the one that's supposed to carry them later on. The funny thing is, though, I mean, I fully agree with you with that they need a pipe, but nobody is building it on the side of TCM.
Yeah, they're just.
Oh, they already
they're
picked
still
up a new
going. Yeah, oh, did they get a new gem?
Yeah, they still had the cooldown.
Oh, they bought one. Cool. Good for them. So, not too much of an issue in that respect. I don't think they necessarily want the pipes simply because they're still just relying on anti-mage push and maybe everybody else just supports. So you can see Chen, now with Necro 1, that's actually going to be a very effective anti-keeper of the light tool once he levels that up to Necro 2 or 3. Just the backlash damage will really annoy Coddle. And then once the Coddle's dead, you no longer worry about the Illuminate.
True. Werner looking for a hook shot, thinking about it. Wants to have, of course, J4. Would he go for a blind hook? No, he backs off. Vendetta being used, the track was up on scan, of course, to provide the vision, but he took a different path to make sure that nobody was revealed there. They do back out, and they need to go back to the middle lane. That's a downside of now having these wrecks go down. I mean,
yep.
Two downsides. One, you can't leave your base for a long period of time. Second, you get less gold.
That's true. The Alchemist actually makes up for that a bit, simply because he's one of those heroes that generates more gold out of what you have. He doesn't care what he's killing as long as he's killing it fast enough to sustain the Grievel's greed bonus. So that makes up for it quite a bit. It makes you at less of a disadvantage when you lose 1 Rax. In Light of Heaven, I really think Empire still wants to play this as conservatively as possible. Only fight if you have to defend a tier 3 or maybe to try to interrupt Roche. But other than that, they need to get this Scythe of Vice up on Nature's Prophet. And he's only about 2k away, so he'll get there.
Yeah, talking about finishing items, I mean, Anti-Mage rather, has got a heart complete as well. It's in the courier, so it's being brought to him right now. As we see Bloody Brain, he's still struggling for items. He's got 4,200 gold, which is great, but compared to the Anti-Mage, it's still a bit less than Gaudio has. And we already see TCM, they already took control over the Radiant Jungle again. They're just trying to starve Empire into sitting into their base and then just getting more farm themselves, and at some point trying to go high ground. They don't have the Aegis anymore, so we might see them waiting for that. They need to wait 2.5 minutes, which is not that long, so might just see them waiting for that, get the Aegis, and then try high ground again.
I think they'll wait, and because if Empire get caught out and TCM gets a pickoff, every single one of those pickoffs they get will also have have track gold attached to it, so they can afford to wait, catch Empire out, get some kills, and continue to just farm up anti-mage, and at this point Bounty Hunter, because you can see Bounty Hunter going towards the Cuirass. This is another change we have to talk about. Once he gets the Cuirass, that actually stacks with Vlad's, the armor bonus. It didn't before, but since this patch it actually does, and that will give TCM a substantial armor advantage, decreasing the amount of damage Alchemist can deal to them, and Nature's Prophet for that matter.
Very true, and we've got the BKBs up on the side of Empire, both Scandal as well as the Alchemist picked it up, Bloody Brain having it now as well, so that will help in the next fight for sure. I mean, you won't have to deal with those cogs anymore. I believe that was a change, right? Yes, it was. Yes. So that's cool. You can now build that to make sure you don't get pushed away.
Yes, big deal. Really big change.
That's a really big deal. So yeah, they have got that. They won't get that direct stun that Vengeful Spirit is of course known for. That magic missile that is a very spammable stun, by the way.
Yep.
And that will allow maybe Scandal to go for a bit of a better RP. I mean, he's had good ones, but not really the ones that you can actually go in on and take something in return. Because so far the best RP that we saw was when the Alchemist was already on his way down. Let's see, maybe you can get some more aggression going.
And one of the things that these additional tracks have given TCM is just these critical extra, like, 1 item per hero. So if you look at Keeper of the Light and Nyx Assassin, and then you look towards something like Venge or Chen, they're just a little better off. You have that additional Necronomicon that has a big impact. Then you look at Clockwork, he's got that Heaven's Halberd, which is really, really useful to disarm that Alchemist to make sure that he's not super effective. Because of course Blow, he does have that BKB, and it is 10 seconds, so that was a very important pickup for the reason you said, not getting pushed by Clockwork cogs, and just limiting the effectiveness of Clockwork against him in general.
Yeah, I can't help but hearing, Heaven's Halberd, it's super effective!
Well, in this case, it's not very effective because he's going to BKB through it. You can still get Light of Heaven. You can still tag Light with it. He does decent damage, almost 200. He's close to that Scythe of Ice, so Empire, honestly, for the next fight, could make something happen. We'll have to see if that happens at Roche, or if they let Roche go and try to fight at high ground.
I almost think they can't afford to let Roche go, but do they really have a choice? Because as you said, the Scythe of Ice is close by. If you lose a fight now, you'll lose more than Rex, but this is the place to get that perfect RP going. They just need the vision, and Wern is of course going to be there. The swap-in is already there. We already have the Nyx Assassin out of position, getting stunned up and killed off real fast. That's a Gem of True Set on the floor, and Entimate's getting a kill. Blow Your Brain, turn on his BKB, chasing down Werner, but he can't find a target. He changes his target, goes for a next one. His BKB rendered completely useless. The slow is still there, the net is still there. Blow Your Brain's BKB already wasted as the Keeper of Light goes down. Go Audio, making sure that he gets some kills, and they can't find any place to go in on Werner. The one that was lowest gets sent back home by the Chen. There was no RP because Candle couldn't find an opening either. He actually didn't even use his BKB and was already very low on mana because of that anti-mage, and that is a painful ordeal for Empire, but on the bright side, they don't lose more than just their Aegis.
Actually, TCM, really excellent play. I have to say, Verna, Clockwork, MVP for that fight. He placed Cogs in such a manner that it like completely boxed out any approach of Empire to the fight. Like, it was just almost a perfectly placed Cogs to prevent Blow or really people like Scandal from walking in. Really smart placement. Then he survives, even though he has a BKB'd Alchemist beating on his front door, finally escaping by hooking through the Alchemist to a friendly unit. So that stuns him, placing Cogs again and getting sent back by Ched. Clockwork was all over that fight, and TCM really just completely kited Empire. The Alchemist used his BKB, as you mentioned, and all 10 seconds of it were spent ineffectually chasing other players.
Running around.
Yeah, really crisp play from TCM in that fight. And it looks like Abyssal for Go Audio in just about 1 more minute. And really, that's just the wages of having a great farming game. He is nigh unassailable with the Aegis and the Abyssal.
Yeah, and because of that, I was actually maybe thinking, you know, we haven't seen a Rapier anti-mage for a very long time. And it's not common that you go for the Sacred Relic before you go for that Basher, to be fair. But we'll see. We do have Light of Heaven with the Hex now complete, and TCM, they didn't go in straight away after winning that fight, so they do give Empire some room to breathe and recuperate and get all their cooldowns up again, and we'll try to, of course, go again. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, we have got a bit of a push, but it looks like TCM wants to defend it. Blueberry Ninja coming in, as well as Werner. They might be able to do something here if they get a hook going, but it would be a 2 versus 4 ordeal, and that's not something that they want to go in. So they stay back. Empire go back as well. They need to be going back to their base because their push is coming, even though there's no real heroes in here. It is still not something that you can let yourself get overcome. I mean, you can't allow just creeps or illusions to take away things of your tier 3 tower. That's just too valuable right now. We do have the Abyssal now ready, by the way, so Anti-Mage's not gonna be surprising us, unfortunately.
Yeah, right now Empire just, it's so difficult for them to actually put either a push or a kill attempts together. I mean, you've got, when you try to do something, TCM just control the space with Clockwork, and they control the health with Chen. He of course has Mechanism, he has his ultimate level 2 now, and ooh, actually Bounty Hunter gets completely caught out, completely misplaced there. So that's 1 kill. So getting rid of the Bounty Hunter is fantastic because then you don't have to worry about having track kills on you. And they're going for more audio.
Yeah, might be in some trouble. Here comes the Impale. Hand of God going through Illuminate as well. He still has the Aegis though. And there is no RP, actually, there is still an RP, no RP anymore, never mind, got killed off real fast, even in his BKB, same thing goes for Blow Your Brain, that Bash, that Abyssal, it is too much, and also, as we just saw, Vengeful Spirit in her BKB, Light of Heaven going down as well, that is 2 heroes left standing on the side of Empire, with 1 going down now as well, and the only one that got away alive is J4 rather, sitting in the base on 1600 gold, and he is gonna spam Illuminates as if his life depends on it, and funnily enough, his life does depend on it.
Yeah, I mean, just completely cleaned up Empire there. TCM, we haven't seen Bounty Hunter used that much, but you've just seen all the strengths of him this game, even when he dies. The stealth causes an unpredictable early game where he can suddenly pop out and kill you. And then later on, track, it's just such a useful ability. Just the movement speed has allowed them to effectively kite the Alchemist time and time again. And honestly, just great game played by a lot of TCM's players. The Chen play has been great, the Clockwork play has been fantastic. Very, very impressively put together, and considering Empire weren't even able to peel the Aegis in that fight, I don't know how they win the next one.
Well, look for the BKB, maybe, or look for the RP. Scandal, no RP for him, gets a skewer, now he uses the RP, is able to get away alive, but there's no real enough follow-up damage to kill off Go Audio. He gets an impale, he might actually drop, it's very low, but he had still that Aegis. BKB up on the bench, won't save her now, the stun will get the kill. YO goes down as well, so Light of Heaven getting a double kill, and they actually manage maybe to defend their Rex with Light of Heaven getting tracked up and killed off. Go Audio back alive with full HP, full mana, and it shows. And he'll take the Rex, even if it's just him and Bounty Hunter left standing for his team.
TCM just fight after fight, even though they lose players. Probably Blueberry Ninja lost here too, but it's just not enough at this point. The anti-mage by himself.
This is what you do. You protect your anti-mage, you carry your anti-mage in the early game, and if you carry him successfully enough, he will be this one-man army that can take down the entire team, and he just did that. Took down the Rax, now goes to the last lane, and Empire, they only have to deal with an anti-mage that's level 25, is looking pretty fully decked, has got 4,600 gold, 5,100 gold, and he could actually just die, buy Boots of Travels, and come back again. And just finish off those racks and finish off the heroes that he left alive right now. I mean,
can he do that? Yeah, he actually can. You're totally
yeah,
right.
He can.
That's depressing.
It is so tough right now. He does end up going back, doesn't really want to waste the gold on buying back, but that's just, I mean, he just stood here for a long time when the rest of his team was dead. It just shows the state that he is in right now. It is very scary, and Empire, what can they do to now get back into this game? Because they're not in the game. They are 1,200 gold behind. They are over 15k experience behind. And with 1,200, I mean, of course, 12k. Yes. Gold.
Yep. At this point, after those last several fights, TCM are, I have to say, more or less incontrovertibly ahead. They didn't lose enough players during that time, while also, I mean, you can just see Bounty Hunter just was almost not doing damage, just make sure he spammed out as many tracks as possible during those fights. And the wages of that are, I mean, Vengeful Spirit, now with a Ghost Scepter and BKB. This is now a Venge that's extremely tanky. And Chen, Necro 3, they don't need to use any heroes to clear out the next set of, to get the Megas. They can just use Manta Illusions and Necro 3 creeps, and it'll be extremely difficult for Empire to actually stop that. Go Audio, he's going to be done with his Butterfly and one more creep. Then he's maxed. At that point, they can just finish at their leisure.
Yeah, I actually think that they can already do that. Go Audio with the double damage now as well. Finds himself a gem. It's because that's just lying on the floor. You can't deny it. You can't do anything with it in the meantime. They do try to catch out of YO. The sun is there, and YO will end up going down. Maybe they can also get Blueberry Ninja. The Hex is there coming up from Light of Heaven. They do get 2 kills. And that might buy them some time where TCM might not want to go in because they missed their Chen and they missed their Bounty Hunter. But it feels like it is delay of execution to me.
Yep. I mean, it's a very good play by Empire. If you know where the anti-mage is, you know he's not there, fight. Fight the hell out of them. Anti-mage has 30,000 net worth. The rest of his team collectively has 39,000. So if you can fight without the anti-mage there, you're in much, much better shape. So that was really Empire's only shot, is to push through the top. That's their one lane that they sort of don't have to contend with the super creeps already. And so they're doing the smart thing. It's just even the smart thing is low percentage.
Yeah, best way to be defensive is go on the offensive. Yeah, that made sense. But yeah, they're trying to. They're taking over the Dire's jungle, limiting the farm maybe for the anti-mage, and only having Light of Heaven there in the base to just take care of all the incoming pushes from the creeps. It is tough to take though for just a Nature's Prophet. He can create treants, but those won't be strong enough to take on those creeps by themselves. So he needs to just stand here. Of course, if a fight does break out, he is the one that can actually be in the fight still. They might lose a bit of a damage on the tier 4s for it, but it might be worth it. But his team is back inside the base now as well. And this is the waiting game. When does TCM make their move?
They certainly do, I don't, in my opinion, they do not need Roshan, but they could just take it so that Empire doesn't have it. There's no room in Audio's inventory for that Roshan. I don't think Aegis or Cheese is worth more than any of his items right now. The only thing he could do is maybe get rid of Boots, but that's kind of... that's a little silly. And they could put the Aegis on Bounty Hunter and the Cheese on, God, I don't know, Clockwork? Yeah, they could put the Cheese on Clock, yeah.
Yeah, he has also a Battle Fury, Blade Meal rather. Going for an Aghanims, looking solid. I mean, he is a Clockwork, obviously, but doing good on the net worth is higher than the Magnus. No real surprise there, though, as the team of TCM has just been very spot on with their fights lately. It looks like they are gonna wait until the Roshan is back up, though. So let's see what they do with that and who they actually put the Aegis on. Maybe, very maybe, they want to wait until Blueberry Ninja has his Assault Cuirass ready because he's still waiting on that Hyperstone.
Yeah, it has taken him a while simply because Blueberry Ninja has really just been give my team a ton of move speed and additional gold bot, but he's died quite a bit. I think he has the most deaths on his team. Yeah, by some margin too. 8 deaths for Blueberry. He's caught out a couple times, but mainly it's just, I mean, like he's just had to die so that his team could live.
Yeah, maybe Blow Your Brain can still farm 1k gold in the time that they do the Roshan because he needs 1k gold. And then he has got that MKB that he needs to try and take down Go Audio. They actually smoke up. They want to defend the Roshan. Are they going to be fast enough, though? This Roshan will drop real quick.
Empire are doing everything right, and the question is execution. How will they do here?
Well, they're going to be too late for the Roshan, so they're fighting up against an Aegis. And here they come, and that's an Abyssal, and the stun, and the bashes, and Blow Your Brain. He already has to run away with this BKB. Will end up living. No, he won't. He goes down as the first one. The RP is already used. There it goes. The Nyx Assassin as well. Buybacks all around as the Alchemist buys back. J4 TPs himself back to base. Scandal ends up still dying on the back end of things. 2 people left alive for Empire. One of them having bought back. The other able to find a safe haven and TP himself out. But 5 people of TCM coming in. With an Aegis still up on the Bounty Hunter today. He is now sending the courier towards the Secret Shop to get himself that Assault Cuirass ready, as he now has it, and the courier will bring it. Let's see if it's going to be in time for the end screen, because that looks like it's heading that way. TCM, they take down the tier 4. Fortification's still there, but they need a long time before their heroes are back up again. Blow Your Brain lands a stun, nicely done, but this is a throne going down. This is TCM taking another 3 points in StarLadder Season 6, day number 19. We will see if Empire gets another chance, though, if they get still some points today, but it's not gonna become any easier because the next team they are up against is Quantic, and that is on paper a bit of a higher rated team than TCM. Of course, TCM, we saw them play right now. You will see them also at DreamHack Summer, so if it's an unknown team for you, make sure it's not anymore, because you're gonna get used to these names. DreamHack Summer is where they will be, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do on LAN, because I have high hopes for them. As by the way, I just want to point out, 4 gems are on the map right now.
My God, that's a lot of gems of True Sight.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing.
You can't destroy them.
You can't destroy it.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a growth, like an infectious growth across your team. You just get more and more gems, and you can't stop the proliferation. If a game goes long enough, you'll just see everyone's inventory completely filled with gems.
Indeed. Well, we will see if Empire can get 3 points today. Up against DD in just a moment, so stick around. The official starting time is actually just right now, so really the break shouldn't be too long, so stick around. More Dota 2 coming your way, and we'll be right back.